Welcome into another of our series from the 2023 Miami University Fall Football Camp. I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the Red Hawks. Happy to be joined by 6'7" offensive lineman Sam Vaughan from Versailles, Kentucky. Sam, how you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful, sir. It's great to be back out here with the guys doing what I love. Been 11 months sidelined. You learn to never take this stuff for granted again and enjoying every second of it.
Yeah, I got to ask you about that. That first game against Kentucky last year, you tore the ACL. Knew you were out for the year, knew you wanted to get back and get at it. Take us through that rehab and getting back, because I know you wanted to be back the second game.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Paul and Miss Alex wouldn't let me come back for that second game, sadly.
I didn't think so.
But the wonderful people at the PT clinic over at Mercy Health by Kroger, Miss Breakin and the whole crew over there did a wonderful job with my PT. Paul Eversole kept me in it every day, keep me motivated, keeping my spirits high. The whole network of support here through all of the Miami medical staff just did their very, very best to do all they could for me to get me back out here as soon as possible. So the whole journey wouldn't have been possible without those guys and all that they've done for me.
Yeah, now last year, obviously you're on the sidelines, but in a lot of ways that's almost as valuable as being on the field, that you can kind of see what's happening and coach up the offensive line.
Oh, yes, sir. You see a lot more on the sideline. You learn to see the game a lot slower. You learn to see things that you may have previously never noticed when you're lined up in there. And when you come back after having that different perspective, you're able to view the game in a whole new lens, whole new way. And it's very valuable now being back out here and using those new things I picked up on in my play.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, watching practice. Last year you started out there at left tackle, playing some left guard now.
Whatever it takes to win the MAC championship, sir. You can put me in our quarterback if that's what we need. All for that ring in Detroit. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. When you take a look at that offensive line, we always talk about being a cohesive unit, but there's interchangeable parts among the five of you.
Oh yes, sir. We're all cogs in a wheel, all moving the same direction. We're only as strong as our weakest link, so we all hold each other accountable. The biggest thing this offseason we've been focusing in on is we are our brother's keeper. The guys next to us five, it's us versus the world. Yeah. People can say what they want about us. We know what we can do. We know what we're capable of, and we're going to show the world this year what we're about.
Well, talking about people talking about you, earlier this summer, the offensive line was voted the best in the MAC by a magazine, and I know you guys don't pay attention a whole lot to that stuff, but still kind of good to get some accolades, and you're a big part of that with your return.
Oh yes, sir. Coach Patton, he's the guy to thank for all of that. He has done amazing. He has done everything he possibly could, staying in here till 11:30 at night, getting here at 5 in the morning. He works harder than anybody in that building, and it is so motivating going in there and knowing that your coach has your back like Coach Patton does.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so about 4 weeks away from heading to Miami and taking on the Hurricanes. What's the offensive line have to do to get ready for the Canes?
All we got to do is keep five safe and open up those holes, and we're going to score a lot of points. Yeah. A lot of points on Friday.
Sounds like a plan to me, Sam. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Sam Vaughan, offensive lineman for the Miami Redhawks, joining us here on our MiamiRedhawks.com Fall Football Camp reports. We'll have more for you throughout the fall camp. And don't forget, mark down August 19th on your calendar for Community Day here at Yager Stadium. You can come out, watch practice. The equipment surplus auction will be taking place that morning. Also, the one-stop shop, the Family Fun Fest, and a lot more going on. Follow MiamiRedhawks.com and get all the information.